Hi, everyone. This is Uma coming to you live on Thursday, April 16th, with a message for specifically developing psychics and mediums. So I know most of you are on my channel because you love getting the free readings, the morning messages every morning to set your day. So some of you may not be directly wanting to work with spirit or wanting to become a psychic or a medium. But there are some of you that are actually doing this professionally, or at least doing this for your friends, where you have cards and you're reading for people. And I wanted to share a little tip with you. I promised myself I was going to come on and do more videos, like teaching videos and tutorials, because I am a professional reader. I've been doing all my metaphysical work for 11 years, and I've worked personally on more than 10,000 people now. I can say that. I've passed 10 years. So I figure that if any information I have, it should be free game and should be available to you guys for free, because I want to make sure that, it helps you at what you're doing in your development. Recently, I had a client remark to me. She gets readings with me all the time. And she remarked to me, Uma, you are just ridiculously accurate. I've been everywhere else and I don't get as much accuracy as I get with you. And that's why I just keep coming back to you, because you pin it down to like timelines and things like that. But I want to tell you guys something. Honestly, truth be told, it didn't start that way for me. And a lot of my development over the years has to do with my willingness to be wrong. So when I'm teaching, because some of you don't know, I'm actually a mentor in psychic mediumship development, and I do a lot of classes. I have a lot of online classes, actually. So wherever you are in the world, please feel free to check out my meetup group. I'll put it in the chat in a second, and come and check out what I got going on. But one thing I notice with students is that when they're developing, they really take a hard hit if they get a no from somebody that they're reading. And I try to explain to them, a no is the best thing that you can get right now when you're developing, because a no is the best tell of where you are in your reading. Most times when we're doing readings and we're starting out, we are imagining it. And that's a true statement. We are creating it in our minds. And sometimes it's coming from our own place and our own security and our own knowing, which of course then is not a psychic reading. It's a guess or an extrapolation based off of the facts in front of you. Oh, you and your husband are celebrating a wedding anniversary. Oh, you're going on a trip. You want to know how it's going to go. No matter what the cards say, it's going to be great, because I'm going to make sure I read it great. And don't be ashamed of it. It's our natural tendency to want to take care of people and to help them. But you're actually doing yourself a disservice. So when I started out, you guys know I'm huge on, if you're doing this professionally, get mentoring, get help, get yourself a mentor. It doesn't have to be me at all. It could be any mentor that you love, and just work with them and really, really work with them. Because the thing is if it wasn't for my mentors, I wouldn't have developed the way I've developed, because I would have just been out there doing really and truly half-ass readings or educated guesses, or even like what we call surface readings, where you just stay on top and you don't kind of like dip low. So I would just be doing that kind of stuff and been none the wiser. But then when you have like a mentor there that's like, no, there's something more there, go deeper, there it is, now you got it. It really is helpful. So in the beginning, when I started developing, like I said, over 10 years ago, because this is my 11th year of doing this work, I had some really strong mentors who were not afraid to tell me, that's not it, you're imagining it, you're making up. I even had one mentor tell me, I don't think this is the line of work for you. I don't think you're meant to be. I mean, he didn't mean it, of course. It was just, he was so frustrated with me that one day that I was just not getting anything. And I was tapped out and I was done. And I was glad he told me that, actually, because it really made me take this work seriously, to understand, like, you have to be in the best possible place to do a reading. You can't just have like a crappy day and then show up and expect to shine. You have to be mentally, emotionally, physically well before you do readings. So with all those no's and my willingness to accept the no's, it allowed me to dig deeper, to find out what is going on here. And I found out a lot of things about myself. I found out in the beginning, I used to get it wrong because my need to please people was more important to me at that time than my need to tell the truth. How many of you can identify with that? Because I know a lot of you are strong empaths, just like me. And the thing is, being an empath and a psychic and a medium, it can really interfere in your work because once you're doing it, you're just like in this place of, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't really want to tell them that. So you kind of like shift things. One of the other things I got too was I was devising a story. So let's say, spirit shows me a red cardinal for someone. I might say, oh, there's a red cardinal here. And you had someone that just recently passed over to the other side, right? And they'd be like, no, I haven't. So that is me making a story out of one thing. So I would start by seeing the red cardinal. They showed me the red cardinal, which, by the way, the red cardinal in that particular situation had significance because that was actually the name of the person's business. It had to do with red cardinal. But I, seeing the red cardinal, took it upon myself to interpret it as somebody who has died and gone over to the other side. So that was a big learning lesson for me. So when she said no, I could have done what a lot of mediums do, which is, oh, okay, so you didn't have somebody recently pass. Well, was it like a year ago? Was it 2 years ago? Was it 10 years ago? Right? And of course, at that point, she would have been like, oh, yeah, I had somebody who passed 5 years ago. And then the reading would have taken another turn, you see, because then we would have now gone down that rabbit hole. But was that the message that Spirit wanted to share? No. And the funny thing is, by me saying, oh, okay, you don't have a person who passed, it allowed me to reset back in and say, okay, Spirit, what are you really telling me? And then they started to show me her work. And I was like, oh, okay, you are a massage therapist. Yes, I am. And she was concerned about her work. So they were showing me the name of her business, a massage therapist, concerned about her work. And, we were able to do a psychic reading, which is what she really needed to talk to her about her work. Right? So there's the accuracy, and that's how that accuracy developed. So I just wanted to come on and share a really quick message with you guys. Those of you that are developing, don't be ashamed to get the no's. In fact, look for the no's. Not that you're begging Spirit for the no's, but look for the no's because the no's is what's going to develop you and really fine tune and hone your gift. So when you're able to stand there and speak out on something, you will feel really certain about it because you know what it's like when it wasn't correct. Because there's different feelings. When I say something and deep down, I already know it's not correct because why? I've trained myself over the years. It feels differently. When I say something that I know is correct, oh my gosh, completely different feeling. And I can decipher that now 11 years later because of allowing myself to accept the no's that came my way. And that's another thing too. When you accept no's in the beginning of your journey, then what happens is you develop this confidence that can't be shaken. My partner, Rob, we do mediumship platform demonstrations a lot. And we recently had, thank you, Anna. And we recently had a friend of ours, Carlos, the medium, come on and do platform with me, with us. And the very first platform demonstration we did, I had to go last after they both went. And when I went on in that demonstration, I got a lot of no's. I got so many no's. It was like crickets. Nobody was like talking or anything. But I kept going because I had surety that I had someone's father here. I had the name, the father, I had everything. But the only wrong thing I said was he's here for a daughter when he wasn't. He did have a daughter, but who had attended that meetup was the son. And Carlos had remarked to Rob, he was like, she got a lot of no's and she kept going. And Rob's like, I've seen her go for 13 minutes, refusing to let it go because she know that the spirit person's here and it's right. And, The person just has to claim it. And once those people claim it, it's like, wow. But remember, I didn't do that in the beginning. In the beginning, when I developed, when I got no's, I would do it maybe for like 2 times, 2 or 3 times. And if I got no's, I would say to the person, you're right. I'm sorry. This person is not for you. I wouldn't go into it. I wouldn't try to understand it. I would just let it go. I would let it go and I would move on to somebody else. However, years later, I can now allow myself to go with it because I feel this person here. It feels like if you're just sitting across from me, it's a very strong presence. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I know I got something wrong, but if I let this person down, the spirit person who's here for their loved one, then that's shame on me, right? As the medium, shame on me. So that's why I fight for it now, but it took me years to get here. I actually, that's a really great question. Hi, Tony. Wia Zell said, how do you practice mediumship before you did paid readings for people? I was in mentorship for about 5 years before I actually started doing paid readings. Up until I was doing mediumship demonstrations in, what was it? I started doing mediumship demonstrations in 2016. I've been a developing psychic and medium since 2009. And I was a born medium because my family are mediums. So I'm a born medium, but I actually didn't start taking professional development until 2009. And then in 2016, I started doing monthly platform demonstrations for free. I would just say, by donation. And I would get maybe like $10 or $5 from a group of 20 or 30 people. But it wasn't about the money. It was, again, I wanted to do it for free because I was aware that I was still developing and I was trying to work this out. So from 2016 to 2020, for 3 years, I did monthly mediumship demonstrations for free. And only this year did I start charging. Oh, thank you. So I just wanted to come on and do a quick video to talk about that because I'm getting ready now. Like Carlos and I are doing a Psychic Mediumship 101 on Saturday. And I did say I was going to drop my link here. So if anybody who's watching this, whether live or on the recording, and you want to find out about the classes that I teach, here's my meetup group. And it's free to join on Meetup. And I have a ton of classes up. But on Saturday, Carlos and I are doing Psychic Mediumship 101. We have a trilogy, a 3-part series, 101, 201, and 301. 101 is the basic class. 201, we do spirit guides. And 301, we do channeling. So it starts on Saturday. Saturday will be 101. The following Saturday will be 201. And then in May, we have 301. And then after that, we're going to repeat it in the fall. So if you want to, find out more about that, you're more than welcome to. That's it. I just wanted to put up some videos because, like I said, I'm getting ready to have a bunch of mediumship students that I'm going to be mentoring starting July. And I want to have these videos available for them to reflect back on and look at to help them with their development. I love being a medium. I love being a psychic. I love reading for people and bringing them hope and clarity. But it is very taxing work. It's very taxing work. I've seen a lot of things because of the nature of the work that I have to do. And I have to tell you guys that if you really are seriously considering it, stop playing. Get yourself a mentor. Find somebody to show you the ropes, to help you, to develop you, because there is such a thing as surface readings, and then there is such a thing as real, honest to goodness, truthful readings. And I hope that you guys are taking part in that. All right. Namaste. Thank you all so much for spending some time with me, and I'll see you soon. Bye.